The death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a strong liberal voice on the Supreme Court, will likely lead to a conservative successor who could shape decisions on abortion and gun rights for generations to come. This as Senator Mitt Romney announces this morning that he will vote on President Trump's nominee to replace her.
I recognize that we may have a court which has more of a conservative bent than it's had over the last few decades. But my liberal friends have, over many decades, gotten very used to the idea of having a liberal court. And that's not written in the stars.
Bill McGurn joins us now, a Main Street columnist for the Wall Street Journal, a former chief speechwriter for George W. Bush, and a Fox News contributor. Always great to see you, Bill.
Thank you.
Other than solidifying a rightward shift...
I agree.
Go ahead.
Right. Well, I was going to say, it depends what you mean by rightward. I think true conservatives, judicial conservatives, we don't want outcomes. We're not agitating for specific outcomes. What we want is a court, and it's unfortunate this is associated with rightward, that follows the law and the Constitution. You know, you mentioned some of the big issues. That may have some implications on abortion, but even if Roe v. Wade were overturned, which I do not think it will be, at least in its entirety, you know, abortion would still be legal and up to the states. So I don't think we're going to see any cataclysmic changes. The healthy change I see is Democrats treat the Supreme Court, as sort of Senator Romney alluded to, as their preferred legislature. A lot easier to persuade a few unelected judges to go your way and impose a rule on everyone than go through the hard democratic work of getting things through legislatures and signed into law. So I would welcome that. If that's a rightward shift, I very much welcome it, that to have judges, you know, follow the law. Look, it's a hard thing for judges. Judges are very smart in general, the kind of person that's nominated for the Supreme Court. But the key factor that we need in judges is modesty. And that's very hard sometimes for smart people, not to show off what you believe, but to exercise the modesty that the Constitution assigned you.
What does that mean, though, in real terms? I mean, okay, so forget the rightward shift. In real terms, and what changes could a new high court usher in that will actually have real impacts on people's lives? You mentioned Roe v. Wade. You don't believe that it'll be completely overturned. That is one of the things that liberals are extremely concerned about.
Right. Well, let's start with Roe v. Wade. I think what it could mean is that the court would find modest restrictions that the states impose, find them constitutionally okay. And the bigger part of this is it would return the issue where it should be, to the democratic process. Let we, the people, decide these issues through their elected legislatures. I think it might entail a little more respect for the Second Amendment. You know, we had two big cases about 10, 15 years ago, and it hasn't been followed up. I think I would hope that it would have implications for racial discrimination, which is, we see at our leading schools against Asian Americans, that this is really not the way America should be doing business. So I think it could have a lot of effects, but I think it would be more of a gradual effect, right, you know, rather than, I don't think we're going to have monumental overturnings of previous laws.
Here's White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows this morning. I want you to listen and react.
I don't know that we make nominations or confirm nominees based on their religious views. We're more concerned about their views as a judge and how their previous record would support a very strong, firm foundation in the Constitution.
There are key issues the Republican voters have been pushing for decades on the wish list for some conservatives, particularly evangelicals. Not only Roe v. Wade, but you know, reversing recent civil rights decisions, and like you mentioned, gun rights, Obamacare. That could see some drastic changes under a new court, correct?
Yes, I hope so. And again, what I hope the key is, the drastic changes that I would like is to return a lot of these issues to the democratic process and not have them decided by 9 unelected people in black robes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's all the time we have, but we appreciate you coming on. Bill McGurn, great to see you as always.